when we set up our live streams. We love to have hardwired connections, hardwired data, hardwired camera connections, but it's not always feasible to run cable across a venue in order to hardwire our cameras back to our control device or back to our router even. So the advent of NewTek's Network Device Interface, I think that's what NDI stands for. I use the acronym all the time. I should look it up sometime. The advent of this great leap in technology allows us to wirelessly connect any camera, any source actually, that's running NewTek's software. It allows it to be mounted onto our network and used as an input source when we are live streaming or recording. I'm Jason Hoffman. My goal is to help you have the confidence to just press go live. And NDI is one of the ways that we gain the confidence to press go live. Today we're going to look at how to add wireless cameras to the YoloBox Ultra. The YoloBox Ultra is a fantastic piece of streaming equipment in that it is an encoder, switcher, audio handler, and I know it's not as full-featured in audio as some audiophiles want it to be. They're adding some features as we go along, but it is a fantastic all-in-one kind of device, and it has the 4 HDMI inputs that allow hardwired cameras to be put into this device. But like we said, it's not always feasible to hardwire everything. Sometimes we need to set a camera up that's much farther away from where we're setting up, which makes it much closer to the action usually. Sometimes we're after that over-the-shoulder picture shot from center field, and that one has to be wireless. And so to be able to get that kind of functionality out of the YoloBox Ultra, they have included the ability to purchase an NDI license for the YoloBox Ultra. And when you do so, it unlocks a world of possibility. Today, we're going to add 3 NDI sources to what we already have, my 1 HDMI source here on the YoloBox Ultra. So as we look, we can see that my HDMI 1 in is the camera I have trained on the other 3 cameras we're about to add through NDI. Before we can add them in the YoloBox Ultra though, we have to make sure each of those cameras has NDI built in. So from left to right there, we've got the Mevo Core, which comes as an NDI camera. It is baked into every Mevo Start and Core that they make. NDI is not an add-on when it comes to mounting that camera on your network as an NDI device. You simply have to turn it on. When you turn it on in the software, it's going to give you a pop-up that says we need to send data usage back to. You just say okay, and all of a sudden you've got this camera available on your network as an NDI source. The Nearstream VM33 is exactly the same way. It's cooked into firmware. NDI use is available, and it is as easy as turning the toggle switch on and letting them know, yes, it's okay to send data usage information back to them. The OBSBot Tail Air that you see here is a little bit different of these 3. Each OBSBot Tail Air has to be registered with its own NDI license, which means it's an extra purchase for that. So you would simply, in the same way that you would purchase the NDI license for your YoloBox Ultra, you would also purchase your NDI license for your OBSBot Tail Air, and then it has the NDI functionality we're looking for. Go into the software of each. In the Mevo software, it is in Camera Settings. Scroll down a little bit and you'll find the NDI toggle switch. You'll also find some settings there that you can choose to adjust if you so desire. In the Nearstream VM33, it is exactly the same. You go into Camera Settings, or Device Settings, I think it's called in the Nearstream software, and you choose to toggle on the NDI functionality, and you have some settings there as well. Both of these softwares, when you toggle the NDI on, you'll lose connectivity with the software. So it's no longer a choice to adjust your camera settings after you turn NDI on. So you need to make sure that your zoom and your focus, your color palette is all what you want it to be in the software before you turn NDI on, and then go ahead and hit that button, and we've got it available for the YoloBox Ultra. On the OBSBot Tail Air, again, a little bit different than the other 2, you're going to be able to turn on the NDI toggle. You have your settings there as well, but then you still keep functionality there. You can go ahead and pan, tilt, zoom, crop, whatever you need to do in the OBSBot Start software as a control feature, even if it is NDI on the network. So once we've got those 3 cameras, NDI turned on, we can come back over to our YoloBox and we can choose Add a Video Source. In Add a Video Source, we have a whole lot of options, and one of those is NDI. It's going to find all the NDI sources that are on your network. Now, it's looking for these, and I want to make sure I do tell you this. The YoloBox Ultra and any other device you want to use NDI with have to be on the same network. They can be plugged into the same network via Ethernet. If I were to run NDI tools on my MacBook on this same network and plug it in with Ethernet, I could use my MacBook as an NDI source in my YoloBox Ultra. If I want to do the same thing on my iPhone, I can do it so long as it's on the same network. Okay, it has found my 3 cameras, so I'm going to choose one of them. We'll start with the top there. That's the VM33. You can only do one at a time, by the way. It will not let you choose more than one source at a time, so we'll go ahead and choose that. It's going to show up as NDI1. My encouragement to you here is go ahead and rename your NDI source. I didn't mean to switch over to it. It's fine that I did, I guess. There you can see what the picture is. But that center camera, the VM33, I'm going to choose the settings wheel there in the preview and then go ahead and hit rename. I'm going to enter the name here. I'm just going to name it VM33. So I can tell the difference because all 3 of these cameras are going to be shooting basically the same shot, and I need to be able to know which one that I'm talking to you about. I'm going to add that video source again, scroll a little bit, hit NDI. It's still going to find the same NDI sources. I'm going to go to the next one, which is going to be the Mevo Core. We'll hit done. There's the shot of the Mevo Core. We'll go ahead and rename it as well. And I'm just going to name it Core because I just need to be able to identify one from the other. I'm going to add another NDI source. It's going to go through the same process. We'll find the cameras. I'll choose the last one, Tail Air, and I'll go ahead and rename it as well. And I'm going to name it OBSBot, OBSBOT. Now, I have my HDMI input. I have my 3 NDI inputs. And if you're curious, I'll go ahead and tell you, that's the limit. 3 is as many as you can do. If I choose to add a video source again, go to NDI, it's going to tell me that the maximum is 3 NDI sources at any one time. That gives us the 3 wireless connections, plus it gives us the 4 HDMI connections, plus USB connection if we want it. That's a lot of devices running into your YoloBox Ultra. When you have NDI added to your devices for your live streams or for your recordings, you will be set free to set your cameras up wherever you want to. And the YoloBox Ultra, combined with these cameras in NDI, becomes a much more powerful tool when we set up wireless cameras.